What's poppin', y'all? It's another Global Speedrun Association 70-star Division 1 League race between the WoW Level 60 Master Puncayshun and the SMS and Osu prodigy Weegee. Now, they may have also spent a little bit of time with this little game called Mario 64. Let's look at these standings real quick. Puncayshun sitting in third place, a whopping 130 points behind you, whatever, in first. But with this win, and even with a not super substantial loss, he can put himself over Cheese before Cheese's later match versus Paracutia today. Meanwhile, Weegee down in 7th place, but with a win, he could certainly move all the way up over Paracutia before his race. So this could shake up the standings a decent amount, especially on Weegee's side. Now, Punkay goes into this race undefeated. Let's see if he's able to come out the same. This will be a pretty big one.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, Weegee was right up there at the top. Or I think he was in like third. He got a couple bad times though. Lately, I think his last race he didn't show up. So like he no-showed. He also had to race Cheese, so it's like understandable that he's taking a little bit of a dip. But his times have been like pretty solid in the 49s. Like, he hasn't been doing too bad. But if he hasn't been playing, you never know what's going to happen. So both these guys, typically very skilled, very consistent. But it's all up in the air.
Yeah, we'll see how well their respective skills end up playing into their ability to perform here. All things considered, I feel like Weegee's time spent with Osu and its very fast reaction time demand might help him still have a bit of an edge in this potentially rusty race. But, I mean, when you get as consistent as Punkay, it's hard to lose that consistency. It's like learning how to ride a bike, except learning how to ride it with absolute precision. Even when a little bit of that precision goes away, you're still probably going to be one of the best bicyclists out there.
Yep. Definitely agree. You got to get that procedural memory, locked into your brain. You never forget it.
Such as Lakitu skip. First attempt from both players. Very, very clean. Let's see how their BOBs go. I don't believe either of these players go for backflip bomb clip. Kind of interesting camera from Puncayshun. Not sure exactly what happened there. Oh, Punkay getting medium bomb. Was slowing down just a little bit behind Weegee. We've gone ahead and resynced the timers for y'all. Make sure everything is peachy keen on that sync.
Weegee is flying out in the first place. Probably going to win by like 10 minutes. Medium bomb is kind of a game over. ZFG run ogre. We'll see if Punkay can fight back from this deficit. Although if he does win the slide by more than 0.1, that'll probably give him a guaranteed win. So do you have any guesses?
I'm going to say a 12-7 Punkay, 12-6 Weegee.
I want to say I'm going to go for 12-6 Weegee.
Oh, misses the slide skip. Oh boy.
That's going to be a really tilt for the Weege and possibly going to affect some of those future stars and Womps and beyond. So this is going to cost him about 7 seconds, and Punkay will be entering Womps first, which is about the same as a Miss Owless or Cannonless. So it's very possible Weegee makes up this deficit, but losing it to the slide is not the best way to start.
Yeah, and that makes the next slide just a little bit scary because you don't have that backup box star anymore. If you end up missing slide skip again, it's really... But at least the time loss gets somewhat dampened by the fact that you don't have to watch the star spawn cutscene.
Yep.
Punkay going up for Owless. Nice fence clip movement.
Alright, good Owless.
Standard at this level. Oh, and Weegee going right on in for Pro Cycle 100.
This is something that Punkay won't do in runs because it's a lot less consistent. So Weegee does potentially have a time save if he can convert it. He's very early for this cycle though. People are getting really good at making this without any pressure.
Yeah, once you get that perfectly consistent movement and you've learned all the potential optimizations, it definitely becomes a lot more attainable. Certainly not free, but it is something that you can get consistently.
Yep.
Punkay with a nice cannonless as well. You hate Womp's Fortress 100 coin? Me too. Me too.
It's a great star, but you just have to learn to love it. Kappa Jail. Okay, going for that,
like you said,
beginning.
Yeah, the standard full cycle movement gives you a lot of leeway to make the platform if you still have optimal movement.
Yeah, like realistically, you should just get up there as it begins to move. Punkay went pretty slow and was about there at the same time Weegee got there, even though Weegee did the faster row of 5, or the early row of 5. Punkay and Weegee pretty good on the islands. Nothing special, but they've done it so many times, it's like second nature. And good RNG here. Sometimes the Thwomp won't be in a good spot. And like also the concrete block eye can kind of push you off if you are on like a bad cycle. But they spawn in a random position when you start the level, so it's hard to tell what it will be.
I didn't actually realize that those were complete RNG, huh?
Actually, I know the Thwomp is. The little like concrete blocks with the eyes may not be, but I think they operate under the same principle. Could have to consult Talus and Drogi and the task guys or whoever else knows.
That actually makes me wonder too if they're on a global cycle like the wooden plank, or if they're on a local cycle like the platforms on the top of the fortress.
Just a global cycle, but they're like amps. They just start in a random position and then go through their motion.
Ah, I see. Now Punkay just cleaning out the last 2 stars of the stage. Looks like he's actually claimed a little bit of a lead over Weegee, though. Oh, well, that's probably just the residual slide lead.
Yep. Pretty good ones for both. Neither of them missed Owlist. Neither missed Cannonless. Both had a good 100 coin. So really nothing else that they could have done. Or nothing Weegee could have done to be ahead of Punkay right now. D-Whatever got a 638 Womps. And Punkay's looking to get like a 641. And without doing the expert cycle Womps 100 coins. So like, just as good of a run. Just like that little optimization and like a couple other small things away from that same pace. So really no mistakes at all to speak of.
And going for that triple jump on the top of the fortress. Weegee will be going for the same in just a moment. Very, very clean womps from both players. Let's see how their second slides end up going. You know what? We were so focused on Weegee that I think we totally missed what Punkay's slide time was. I'm going to go ahead and say again 12-7. Weegee this time, I think he's going to pull out that consistency game and get as possible to a 12-5. So a 12-6.
Biggest thing is you don't want to be in your own head doing the slide, because that's the only thing that would spell disaster if he missed the turnaround again. He's got it.
Ooh, a nice 12-6 for
Punkay. A little bit safe.
And it's probably going to be a 12-7 from Weegee. A 12-5! Okay.
I feel like that's his default slide time. He is really, really good.
Insanely optimal with the slide. Punkay getting started on wing cap. Let's see how these arcs look. Very, very deep first arc. Beautiful collection on 3 and 4. You can slow down a ton with how much you have to ascend there, but when you grab the coins on the turn like that, it makes you retain so much more speed. I think Punkay may have gained a little bit more time here. Could just be a commentator placebo, but nice clean wing caps from both.
Yep, coming in the Dark World now, Punkay definitely just going to go for Shig. Weegee could opt for something a little bit more risky, but I'd say without a lot of current game experience, like he's just not in his playing SM64 grind, so I would say he shouldn't try to do anything crazy. We'll see. Alright. Looks like a box roll out for Weegee, going for that gyrocycle.
It doesn't even need to go under the elevators. That box rollout gives you enough headway so you can still hit the cycle very confidently without.
All right, Weegee going for that really early jump kick, gonna make the platforms, and he's almost caught up to Punkay, nearly fell off.
Yeah, that was.
Nice cycle out.
He was just a couple of degrees out of wall kick range there, just barely able to slide past that wall.
Both double firsties. That could have been a way for Weegee to catch up a little bit more as well. And grabbing Bowser here. Oh,
Weegee trying to cut it too off.
That one. Losing his grip a little bit, perhaps. A really good exit for Punkay. 940 something, 46, 47, 48. And Weegee really only like 4 seconds behind. So he's caught up just with some really good gameplay.
All right, now let's see these sky jumps. Weegee probably going to go for that sliding movement to save just a little bit of time. Nope, no camera angle for it. Interesting.
I think like only Para and Jaws really do it. Maybe Weegee did at some point. All right, nice sky jump. Punkay with a lot of speed with the wing cap. I think he lost some of it. Anyway, Weegee also with a decent flight. So this is still a really close race. Weegee, despite missing the slide, I was wondering if that would kind of like tilt him off the edge and like nothing would go right. The rest of the run has been great. Like he is still killing it. And I think doing better than he could have expected, if I'm being perfectly honest, without playing much in the last couple weeks.
Now let's see how these CCMs end up going. Wall kicks will work as one star that can definitely go bad if you're not super practiced at it. Punkay does it well though. Nice high wall kick. Weegee with a bit of a lower one, but still work.
Yeah, pretty darn solid for both. Now here's a possible route difference. Weegee said in the Discord he might do the Penguin race, so he doesn't have to do double plus. Punkay definitely sticking with CCM17. Weegee is going to go for it. He's going to skip, or he's going to go for Slide Star on its own, and Penguin race for CCM18. So they're going to be on slightly different routes here until they finish up SSL.
And a nice moonwalk from Weegee on the slide skip.
Yep, the Mario Hess, which only happens like twice in the whole run, but it's still cool.
I feel like it's kind of weird that the developers left that in with the Mario sliding mechanic. Like it feels weird, especially casually, to try to deal with.
True, I think it's just kind of normal. It makes logical sense given like the backwards speed, and you're just contributing your forwards running speed acceleration to like turn. I don't know. I guess it makes a little bit of sense.
That's certainly fair. It's the best way to approximate that continued sliding effect.
All right, Weegee racing the Penguin here. This is occasionally a run ender if you miss too many coins. You can also get the safety red, which makes it pretty much free. We'll see if Weegee goes for that or not.
The only weirdness with the safety, yeah, no safety red. The only weirdness with the safety red.
Jump dive. That was so risky. When you race the Penguin, you can only miss one coin, and if you miss a coin on the triple jump dive, you can't miss any. So that was a bit risky for Weegee to go for.
Yeah, really bold move, but saved a little bit of time. Although, granted, this route will lose, I think, a couple of seconds. I'm not exactly sure about the time loss. (6 to 7 seconds from chat. And Weegee, very, very nice slide. Gets to miss that one easy coin at the end. The only problem with grabbing a safety red is if you still have a number of extra coins at the end of the slide, it can be a little hard to avoid just the right number to make sure that the star still spawns at the end of the ice blocks. Oh, Punkay missing the platform on his wall kick dive, looked like.
Yep. Okay, Weegee finishing up Cool Mountain. A 1408 is really ridiculous. If you want to look at a world record level 70-star speedrun, they will get out of CCM 17 at about 13 minutes. And when you factor in that Weegee went for the slide with the penguin, that's like another 50-ish seconds to get out of Cool Mountain. And then he also failed the slide, which loses like 7, maybe 8. So the run's been fantastic. Like, it's really, really impressive for not playing as much.
Weegee saving a little bit of time in BBH on Balcony Star. Punkay is going to go ahead and leave and head over to SSL. He doesn't seem to have as much trouble with plus as some other runners, so let's see what he's able to pull out here this time around.
Yeah, this should be really interesting to see. Punkay also, I think in his last race, he went for normal plus, like, just played it really safe and didn't want to bother. And he was saying, oh, I've just been playing WoW, you know, I'm not really in the zone with Mario. I'm not going to risk it. We'll see if he goes for it, but he might not. Weegee also showing that he's prepared to make compromises by going for the penguin race. We'll see if Punkay does the same. Weegee missing the double jump. He just got stuck. He just got stuck on the fence, so he had to restart for more speed. All right, big bomb. That's the first step. Going for Tumble Plus, though, he's not afraid this time around. Almost went too close in the middle of the quicksand. If he were a little bit more to the left, he would have died. But he was safe and getting that star. He still has to do one more, though.
Yeah, very clean first plus. As Weegee's going to be moving around into the basement for his own singular attempt.
Really clean punch for Weegee. Another big bomb for Punkay. Let's see if he can get it. Going for the easy plus, so like changing his strat in the middle of the stage. Not something you see very often, unless they've missed it a bunch. But yeah, he was prepared to go for it once, and then decided that he'd quit while he was ahead. So, life lesson.
And honestly, a smart move. Oh,
yeah.
Weegee not liking that medium bomb. Doesn't even want to try for that medium bomb plus.
That sucks.
So he's got one backup. Still has Talon Star as a potential backup, should he choose. And the synced stage entry, although with totally different goals in mind.
Yep. Luckily, only one plus necessary for Weegee here. Getting that Tumble Plus angle. And right up there. Almost. Okay, he did clip out. That sucks. He's gonna die. Can he turn around? No, that's gonna be a big death. Punkay gonna get his first big boost in the run. Climbing into the lead.
Yeah, that just... Oh, man. That is the worst way to fail plus, because you're basically there, and it just... Oh, man. It's so rare to see that happen, but when it does, it's just heartbreaking.
His angle, when he did the ground pound, wasn't really diagonal toward the center. It just went, like, straight through the back. And I thought he might have gotten the semi-precise situation where the bomb explodes, but you're still under the cap of the pyramid, but he wasn't so lucky. So really unfortunate for Weegee. Seems like classic WoW might be reigning supreme here today.
It looks like the Osu advantage not quite as real as I may have initially thought.
Yeah.
Oh, Weegee getting a very, very low landing on that slope. Barely had enough speed to make it across the quicksand.
That was incredibly sketchy. I don't know how he survived. I mean, it may, like, obviously that's hyperbole, but he very easily could have died there.
Oh, no doubt. Punkay with a very nice hot log rolling.
Alright, Punky going in the volcano now. What's he gonna do? I mean, I assume lava boost, but we'll see if he goes for the standard long jump. Yes. Keeping it comfy. Alright, do whatever messed up the triple jump, but Punky not having that issue today.
Oh, and Weegee with the reverse pro. Very nice.
Alright, back in the volcano now. Not having to do lava boost this time, just the elevator tour. But it can still be a tough star. There's also like an invis ceiling, which you can hit. That's always fun. And also, if you go too far on the triple jump, you'll fall off the elevator. Punk ain't not going to run into either of those roadblocks. Weegee coming up on it as well. Nice triple jump dive to the pole. You just want to grab it as high as possible. And then the side flip, you want to like do it close enough to the pole that you grab it as soon as you get to the peak of your jump. But then you don't actually end up grabbing it too early. So he probably that better than Punky. Both of them having a decent start overall. Most important thing is that you don't make any big mistakes. Ledge grab skip. Bully for Punky. Not going for the ground pound. Weegee might do it. I don't think he's done the star yet. We'll have to see. Hi, Rowan.
It looks like we had a little bit of a downage issue, but I think we're back up.
Alright, good ground pound for Punky. That's a great message from Fair Enough Muffin. Weegee's shot was so fast the stream froze because it couldn't keep up or something like that. Shout out to the good chat banter. Alright, Weegee ledge grab skip for bullies though. He's come here to play. And that should be it. Okay, and DDD, just a bit of castle movement ahead. So I would give that about 30 seconds, roughly, for Weegee to make up. It was mostly that death on plus. But also Punky did save some time doing double plus rather than racing the penguin. Fair enough, Muffin. Glad to see commentator pronouncing their name correctly. No problem. Let's see if Punky goes for front sub. Because Weegee, I'm sure he will. Punky may be a bit less certain.
His positioning looks like rear, but he could certainly still shift the camera on us.
Yeah,
nope,
okay.
that's rear sub for sure.
English is 3 seconds faster, Copperhead. Alright, Punky, good sub. Nothing too crazy here. Just a lot of lag. But getting a good camera angle to not eat all the lag that would come if you faced the sub front to back. Weegee going for front sub, heading a bit more toward the left side of the channel here. So he has a shorter turn to make. Front sub is a pretty tough strat. I don't know if he will lag reduce it, which makes it a bit harder. Do whatever got it flawlessly. We'll see if he can match that effort. Alright, pretty good. Nice job for Weegee. Punky already done with main 2 though, so another 30-ish second differential. And this time heading into Fire Sea.
You know, let's see how Fire Sea goes for these two. This could shake up the lead just a little bit more in Weegee's favor.
Thing I should mention is that Weegee's one of the few people who will still do the old movement, at least sometimes. So we'll see if he goes for that. Weegee, like, doing a little flutter kick through these rings. I think he almost missed one. At least I assume so. But he got them all and got the star. So no harm, no foul.
And Punkay not quite liking the angle he grabbed the pole on, so gonna take that extra camera to reset. Should still be on. Yeah.
That was close. You got the when you get the speed conservation, that means you pretty much landed on the corner, because that means you didn't actually like fall from the loud boost. You were like pretty much ascending into the platform. See, Weegee going for a classic cage. Getting that wall kick there, it's a lot harder to see, but you actually have to wall kick moving like up right-ish and then go like down left-ish for the dive. Oh, Weegee missing the triple jump. Can he still make this? This is really tight. I don't think it's going to happen anymore. There's a lot less leniency with this strat. He's not going to go for it. Barely too slow, like half a second or less. And he's barely going to get early cycle. This is so tough. He can't even get up. That's going to be a whole cycle lost. And I think like one of the huge advantages of the 2019 Fire Sea is that kind of movement wouldn't sink you. Like, he would still be about where Punkay is. Oh man, this is so tough. He's not even gonna get the good ending. He has to settle for like a really poverty normal cycle. And then went for the single star wall kick. This is like some really homemade, like, motley assortment of strats here. I don't really know what to make of it.
And it looked almost like he was still halfway going for the good ending movement, which didn't quite make sense.
So Punkay definitely extending his lead here. Weegee was really close behind, and then he died on Pless. He was about 30 seconds behind after Lethal Lava Land, but entering by Dry World, he's going to be a little bit farther than that, where he's going to have a lot more room to make up. So I would say Punkay is still on 48 pace. Weegee probably looking at a 49. If they have a decent upstairs.
Yeah, let's see what they end up with, though. Punkay nailing 100 coin. I think he mentioned in the back room that he was practicing this earlier and had a couple of issues. Oh, gonna go ahead and go back for that one coin. He'd already lost his safety.
You have good homemade movement though to get over the ledge and not get picked up by the heave ho. Or in this case, Pancake Flipper is actually a really accurate name. I'm coming up here for the last secret now, spawning the star. Seaver Boreal is subscribing.
15-month streak. Wow.
Yeah, that's unfair though, because he kind of got to jump on the rest of us by literally being part of GSA. It's no fair. I don't know. There might be a new sub icon at 18 months. We'll see when we get there. Thank you, Mr. Speedrun 2, for pointing that out. Wasn't unaware. Alright, nice wall kicks for Weegee. That was a sketchy angle. He had to hold back quite a bit to get, or to keep himself in the middle of that elevator shaft. And then the way that works, you also have to delay your wall kicks a lot because you're losing a lot of speed. So it would have been very easy for him to fall down. So just good awareness to stay up there. Punkay not going for any new box strats or box break triple jumps. Nice top of the town for Weegee. Okay, not going with the extra wall kick. That's kind of like how the star used to be done. Not slow, but just kind of the classic movement. And then Weegee's got 2 left. Punkay as well, but one of those is... I'm sorry, Weegee has 3 stars left because 100 coin and secrets count as 2.
Oh man, Weegee already missed his safety coin, getting a very, very bad start in these cork boxes.
Yeah, Skeeter RNG is pretty mediocre, but he's coming back, getting a little bit better. Alright, one more star for Punkay. Weegee is still going to be in the midst of this 100 coin when Punkay gets out. Oh, went pretty close to the heave ho. Oh, that's a bad angle. He's like
still
grinding
just
on the
going
wall.
with he's not trying to correct the jumping angle. Oh man.
That's barely gonna ledge grab. Alright, so at least Weegee got through it, but still a lot more time lost than he bargained for. And that coin's gonna fall down. He's gonna have to get a backup box. Tragic.
Man, what a way to end up having to take the backup box just from that one coin flying like crazy. And of course, this box gave him a dead. We can go for a really risky Chuckya angle now, since it doesn't really matter if he loses 1 or 2 coins from it.
Alright. Good secrets for Punkay. Weegee, decent backup after having to get the box. I disagree, fair enough, Muffin. This was a really good run at the beginning. Had a couple big mistakes. But I think, like, with how little he's played Mario recently, this is probably where I would... Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a bad run.
Yeah, I'm sure he's had better, but I mean, this is still a pretty decently paced run. I mean, the mistakes, it's just like he's had a couple of major mistakes that have really set him back a decent amount, but a good portion of the run wasn't even entirely his fault on the time loss. Like, actually backing up that plus fail where you go through the top of the pyramid, like, that is very, very difficult. Just because it's a situation that rarely happens.
Good secrets for Weegee, though. He's still kicking it. Punkay is almost done with the stage, though, so there's going to be a little bit of a difference here. Maybe about a minute 10, if I had to guess. We'll see. We'll actually get an accurate read here. Punkay, 3103 fade out. Weegee's got 2 stars left to do, and then we'll see where he's at. 3rd easy stage for Punkay now. Talking to Toad. Hardest star in the 3rd easiest stage. That's how easy it is. Don't at me. Alright, nice mountain clip.
Punkay gonna go ahead and start out with his breathless attempt here.
Bless RNG. Nope.
Just not quite enough height.
Yeah.
And as always, got a quote puncayshun himself saying breathless is free.
That's true.
Oh, Weegee getting bopped by the piranha. The kick just not quite advancing far enough ahead.
Alright, mountain clip for Punkay now. This is... Okay. That was a pretty slow clip. Not too bad. We'll see if we can get a good ending here without needing an extra wall kick. That really comes up from walking high up on that 1-up block. It's not very easy to do, surprisingly. You have to be almost at the height to ledge grab, but just below it. That way you don't actually need the second wall kick. Alright. Second mountain clip for Punkay as Weegee just enters. A lot of time to make up for Weegee. Breezes could be the start of something.
Let's see here.
Oh,
didn't get the wall kick.
It probably could have made it. That was a really nice breeze backup.
Very, very clean. Oh, Weegee trying for this backup here, but that is a very difficult backup to get the sliding wall kick there.
Yeah, unfortunate there.
At least he was able to use Mushroom as a pretty nice backup.
Alright, Punkay going for these red coins. Oh, barely missed the double jump. He got a really fast single jump out of the long jump. So I think he went for a really small double jump. Oh, Weegee missing the wall kick again.
A little too high.
Wow, that really sucks for Weegee. I'd say, like, he hasn't really been making big mistakes here. It's just, like, getting trolled by the wall kick, I suppose.
Nice backup there to use that other wall.
Alright, not the worst backup. Okay, as I say that, bunking there, not the best. It's just hard to recover in the maze. Alright. So at least Punkay got Snowman's head out of the way. So, like, this has been a really classic, consistent Punkay. Like, even when he's not in peak form, he doesn't make many mistakes, and he's able to back up the stuff that he does screw up. Weegee, another missed mountain clip, or not another one, but, like, that's really bad.
And a backup mountain clip is so difficult. He has no backups left.
Yeah. So, okay, getting it, like, third try. This is pretty rough here. Ooh, risking a lot of invis walls. What a backup for Weegee! That was the most nutty thing I've ever seen. Not really, but I've never seen anyone do that. So maybe he practiced it, or maybe he's just high IQ.
I feel like that has
Someone
to have been
clip that,
for him to
please.
pull that off.
Usually when you long jump like that, you are, one, risking a bunch of invis walls, because there's like 20. Obviously that's exaggerating, but there's a lot of invis walls around the log. Alright, we'll see if Weegee can get this wall kick. Okay, finally getting the second one. Weegee saying in Discord he just YOLO'd it. Fair enough.
Whatever works.
Usually I would caution against it. Like, my philosophy is that if you mess up something that you've practiced, don't try to make up for doing something that you haven't. In brackets, practiced, because no one would ever think to practice that kind of backup. But some people are just really good at this game, and they can write their own rules. Alright, good Snowman's head.
Punkay working his way down into HMC now, getting really close to Tippy. He's forged a nice lead for himself, but Weegee still isn't out of this quite yet. If there's any stage where the rust will become apparent, it's in Tippy. Especially TTC.
Definitely. Like, you saw Jaws, he was playing well. He was just missing those triple jump wall kicks and rainbow ride repeatedly. More sirens. Let's go.
The Speed Police are getting ready for what might happen in Tippy.
Oh, Weegee! Went for the double jump, I think. I don't know, his screen's been a bit framey, but I think that's what he did.
That double jump strat is insanely precise, and it doesn't even save that much time. But thank you so much, Ricardo, for the 100 bits.
Wow. Weegee said he barely beat his SL gold by 0.1.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet. Alright, here we go. Punkay, 2 stars left before Tippy. We just got 6. 2 of them are going to be on the transition into HMC. But overall, I would hope for these to go pretty smoothly. As it stands, he's a good bit behind, but there's always room for the race to turn around in Tippy.
Oh, no doubt. And a nice punch grab from Weegee to go ahead and kick off this basement movement. Oh, Punkay missing Christmas Miracle. Has to go for Shake Drop instead.
I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, he pretty much didn't do the triple jump wall kick, ended up running around in the circle and then side flip. So, yeah, no switch press for him. Weegee, nice box jump there. Almost as sick as I am. Swag. Yeah, he does hit a lag 2 cam. Not very common, but I guess he's good at holding the correct angle anyway, so you're free to do what you want. Alright, bring the ride for Punkay. We'll see if he goes for glitchy wall kick. I guess not, and I definitely would advise against it. He's also been doing the single jump lag 2 bounce, where you do a single jump instead of a side flip to start the triple. I think that's kind of the best mix of speed and consistency here. There he goes, single jump, double jump, and the big triple. Very consistent, nice. Actually, once you get the hang of it. Alright, let's see how the rest goes. And that should be good.
Nice wall kick ending.
Red coins here. Alright, nice wall kick. The beginning is actually pretty tough. You usually look at the maze to be the hard part, but the beginning is quite deceptively difficult, but really good backup there. He actually went from missing the landing to getting that slide on the 5th red coin without like any hesitation. It's a really good play there.
Yeah, that didn't lose very much time at all, and that side flip that he missed is very, very difficult to hit.
Yeah. Weegee is done with HMC now. Got a couple more stars to catch up on. I'd say Punkay has almost a 2-minute lead. So it's going to take some big mistakes for Weegee to make it back. Alright, tricky triangles. Oh, getting caught underneath.
He's able to make the cycle still pretty handily. Now Weegee's going to join him in Rainbow Ride, just 3 stars behind. And swinging in the breeze, for these guys, it seems to be fairly consistent, but it is a very easy star to mess up, especially with the long jump that you have to do off of the yellow platform.
Yeah, Punkay opting not to do the triple jump wall kick upper route.
Weegee with the glitchy wall kick to start off Lockety bounce.
That's fearless. Maybe he is kind of beyond the point of trying to play conservatively. But who knows? This is going to be a lot of lag from the flame shooter. And missing the jump, he tried to get off too early. I gotta say, this is not looking too hot. He at least gets the star done in the end.
He manages to get that wall kick strat after all. Punkay with the early toad movement here.
Alright, Punkay coming up here. PDC 100. Not doing a safety red, which is like a 1.5 to 2 seconds slower, but makes the star a good bit easier because you don't have to worry about coins. Most people don't really worry about it though. Punkay's done this for so long, probably doesn't need it. Coming around here, this second half is pretty dicey because when you fall from here, you don't really know what's going to happen. So you always have to be on your guard. Nice walking to land on the box. If you don't land on the box, you're probably not going to get all the coins when you break it. You have to spend some more time chasing. Oh, he's missed a side flip. You don't want to touch the flame. All right, good thing that
the
was
invisible comes out. Okay.
Down as well. Weegee not having the best red coins, getting a first on the attempted backup. Punkay up to 90 coins here. Not the smoothest, but he's at least going to get it done. Weegee going over the second red coin, not able to get that fairly precise side flip ball kick dive, and also bong all the way down. There's actually good backup to do from down here. That's pretty good for Weegee, but not actually getting the 5th red. So this star just did not go very well for Weegee.
A big stumbling block for him in this run.
Alright, time moving for Punkay. I think he'll go for the fast pendulums first. Alright. That's gonna work. Okay. It looked pretty sketchy on the angle, but he made it happen.
Weegee with a nice swing in. Gonna be moving on into TikTok clock himself. Punkay's already making some major headway through this stage. There's 4 stars remaining for him.
Alright, Weegee on his 100 coin now. Doing that ledge jump skip to a wall kick. It's pretty tough, but he's definitely got the hang of it. Good hand for Punkay. 1 more star to do. I actually haven't paying attention. Wait, no, he didn't do Toad, so moving bars and red coins left for Punkay. Weegee missing that coin. That's what can happen a lot. Like the coins kind of go in an array of directions. Good backup. No, he's falling.
Falls right off the platform. Oh man.
Right. Luckily he didn't fall all the way down though. This is still recoverable. You can do a nice backup here. Okay, that would have been kind of spicy. This is a bit awkward though. From here you can do a triple jump wall kick to get back up onto the top level like that. So good awareness for Weegee. But yeah, losing a lot of time that he didn't really have to work with in first place. Okay, almost done with this race already, and it's going to be like a low 48 again, or mid 48 I guess. So even without being as active, he's still probably going to pull out a killer time.
Jeez. It just goes to show the consistency he's developed. Like I said at the beginning of the race, like once you get to the point that Punkay's been at, it's very, very hard to lose that skill.
Yeah. I would say this can be like a 48-20. Well, I don't know. We'll see what he gets. I don't want to say like bits can go perfect either, because it is a hard stage. But Punkay is pretty good at it and at throws. Going for the much easier first cycle.
Anomonimo today. Oh, Weegee! Oh, he hits the block on the rotation, so he doesn't even get the long jump out. Oh, man.
Very
Standing left for
unfortunate. Yeah, very comfy jump wall kick here. And this is going to put him right in the pipe. 47-30 something, which means this could be like a 48-15. I would say like best time possible, 48-18. Which would beat the whatever's run from last race. Which is insane. Like last season, we only had a few people who got 48s at all. It was like Punkay, Cheese, D whatever, who got 48s, and I mean that is still what's going on here now, but like they're getting them almost every race, in like not even like high 48s. These are like mid to low 48s. Punkay getting another insane race time.
That's
not really giving Weegee any opportunity.
Wow, incredible. And Weegee hasn't really had that bad of a run, ultimately. He has 2 stars left in TTC. I think a 51 is still definitely on the table. But a 48-16 from Punkay, that is nutty.
Only 12 seconds off the best time so far in the league.
Oh, another failed long jump.
It seems like in TDC, once you've made like 2 mistakes, you just kind of collapse completely.
I can attest to that. It's either you get a perfect TTC or you lose like 2 minutes. Occasionally you have like a slightly sloppy TTC, but you very rarely get something in between perfection and awful. Looks like he's kind of recovered. Gets that time jump star finally.
All right. So, Punkay, we'll see if he wants to come in for an interview. Or actually, I'll probably let Weegee finish. This is a live race, as opposed to pre-recorded. Nice reds here for Weegee. That was actually very smooth.
Alright, now he's just got one last Toad Star, and he'll be moving right on into bits himself. I think he's looking at a 52 due to those TTC deaths, but still a pretty decent race time.
Yeah, you can definitely 51, and like, that's not even too bad. And Weegee's PB is a 47, so yeah, it's not a good race for him. But it's a very difficult game, and it's all the more impressive that Punkay can be rusty and still actually play well. Weegee even got Manimo though. I guess that is still part of his memory, muscle memory.
Oh, the slightly misaligned kick. He probably would have been able to get that moving right side too. Yeah, so instead he's going to go for that much safer standing left.
Alright. Barely got that triple jump around. Barely avoided that Goomba. Barely avoided dying.
Just barely everything. He's now in the pipe, facing off against Bowser for the final time. Let's see these 3 throws. He should still be able to get like 6 points or so with the first missed throw.
Barely missing the bomb. Just kidding. That was pretty far off.
Yeah, even with how extended the hitboxes are on those bombs, sometimes you just know when it's that far off. It's weird how your reaction time can vary sometimes to like where Bowser's rotated to and when you should throw. Second throw's good though, a little bit to the side of the bomb, but still good enough for a hit. Very nice final throw.
All right.
So he's going to close this out with probably a 52 2x or something.
It's going to be like 5 points for Weegee. And then 85 for Punkay. Okay.
Yeah, wasted a couple of seconds there, but I don't think that cost him a point. GG's. Very stellar race, especially like Punkay's time is just ridiculous for someone who isn't quite as practiced as he might have liked.
Yeah. So, we'll see if we want to get any interviews from these runners. And then also, we have 3 more matches today. And let me give you a quick little rundown, because I don't think you want to go anywhere, because we've got Photo versus Rock Chalk, and you might be like, why would I want to watch that? It's not cheese. Well, Photo and Rock Chalk are like right in the middle of the leagues, where like they're playing good enough to be in the playoffs, but like they need these wins against each other. So like this is gonna be a real cool race. Both runners like have 49 PBs, and like I think this one could really be a toss-up. And then Cheese versus Para, there's a little bit of a rivalry between the two of them. Cheese definitely in a little bit better form, but Para definitely wants to get the dub there. And then Heisen versus Benchy to close it out. So 3 more races. Weegee doesn't want to interview because he thinks he'll sound like a frog. I probably sound like a frog, but you know, I'm not going to judge. Punkay said, should I join for interview or nah? I mean, that's his call. I mean, you can. Hello.
And we've got him in the call now. How are you feeling after that race time?
I mean, it's pretty cool that I'm most likely getting like the best race time throughout the week when I'm like sleep deprived and playing Classic WoW. It's kind of crazy I can just bust out a time like this.
Cool.
I mean, it just goes to show your consistency game, I feel like.
Yeah, like I'm just normally like really consistent, and I just kind of like play some things safe, like front sub, for example. I didn't go for it, just that kind of stuff. I just have like a really good play style for races, I think.
I definitely agree with that. Like, I can definitely tell like what you've made compromises on, and like every one of them makes sense. Like, I can definitely see why you do the strats that you do. Also, do you tell me if this is a stream monster argument or if there might be some truth to that? If you're having a lot of fun playing WoW, you might be less stressed playing Mario, and then you just play better. Do you think there's anything to that?
Not really.
Okay. Kind of.
I was gonna say though that if I got like double invis vault again on TikTok 100, what would have happened? This is exactly what would have happened. My gameplay would have turned black, and then I'd start up Classic WoW, and you guys would be seeing the loading screen. There'd be some like Classic WoW action on stream.
Cool.
Speaking of Classic WoW action, last week you invited people to 1v1 duel you. How did that invitation go? Did people take you up on it?
No, my server is like dead on Horde side, so I kind of like picked a server at random, and there's like statistics, and it turns out that my server is 74% Alliance, so that's just wonderful.
Like, congrats on level 60. I heard that happened over the week.
Yeah, I'm leveling up a Troll Hunter on Fairbanks, which is like seems like a lot better server. I like how this is just like a WoW interview at this point.
I mean, it's what you've been playing recently.
I definitely know what's going on. I'm just wondering if you do.
I do. What are you talking about? Don't accuse me of not knowing what's going on. I've definitely played a WoW before.
Nice. So, any future thoughts, Punkay? Is it going to be like Classic WoW all season long, or do you think you'll keep playing like this with this kind of form?
I have a 45-star tournament race like pretty soon versus Para, and like my I don't know, I have some more difficult like 70-star races coming up, so I'm gonna try and play a little bit more. Because like for this week, I pretty much just like didn't play SM64 except for like today. But I did like practice quite a bit. Like I practiced for like hours, did like a couple no resets, and I think that helped.
All right.
Well,
sounds good.
GG's. And stellar race time. Thanks so much for coming out today. That was awesome.
Yeah,
don't go anywhere, folks.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Don't go anywhere, folks.
See you
We've
later.
got Proto Man versus Rockshot coming right at you. We'll be right back.